This episode is sponsored by True Choice Insurance. Here at True Choice, we take a different philosophy when it comes to providing you with your insurance options. We emphasize the value of the products we offer, instead of playing on the fear of you not being protected in your time of need. True Choice is affiliated with more than 60 insurance companies. This makes us one of the most independent agencies in the state of Texas. Please visit TrueChoiceInsurance.com for all your insurance needs.
Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping like it's New Year's Eve. Boys, James IV, that's Roman numeral 4 off the top with the intro. What up, K-Sap, no cap, that's the big bro. You know the ladies hold it down for the team. We be the hottest on this YouTube screens. We got sports, media, news, that round table talk. Them other parts ain't got the same sauce. Nah, hit us in the chat, but no haters allowed. Send you to the block party, what you gotta say now? We on live, hit us up and subscribe. If you like it to share, show love instead of staring. Man behind the mic, numbers don't lie. Send me a super chat to all that may apply. Ain't no party like an SPD party. Let's get the show started, pull up, everybody. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. You must love us cause you can't stop watching.
Yes. You know who it is. It's your favorite host, the man behind the mic of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, K-Sap. What's up? Well, guys, man, this is one of them impromptu lives. Didn't want to go live, but had some people hitting me up, man, saying, hey, where was you at yesterday? Well, I had some things I had to take care of yesterday, so didn't get a chance to really go live today. I was still in the midst of taking care of some things, but I said, man, let me just do an impromptu live, see who's going to show up. We'll wait till some people come in the building, but we got Texas Coco 41. She's always in the building, one of my lovely mods in here representing, so appreciate you tuning in. But this is kind of crazy, man. Like I said, we're gonna turn the page, man. Y'all see the title of the show, man. Cleveland media, come out and play. Y'all don't want to come out and play. I know, as y'all already know, y'all probably seen the viral video of the Shedeur Sanders video that the Cleveland Browns promoted on their website and also their X and all their social media. I know everybody has seen that. And, you know, the Cleveland media and these insiders basically have swept that under the rug. They don't want to talk about that. They have swept that under the rug. Also, like I said, any good thing that Shedeur Sanders does or anything that's surrounded around Shedeur Sanders that is good, the media wants to sweep it under the rug. And this is another case of the Cleveland Browns media and insiders sweeping this very thought out video that was produced, whoever produced it, and was thrown on their website and social media for the Cleveland Browns to promote it. And it's crazy, and they quiet. Exactly, Texas Coco. They crickets. Like, they don't want to talk about this. It's all the negative condensation that they want to talk about. They don't want to talk about the great things that are surrounding around Shedeur Sanders. And it's kind of funny, man. Cleveland media, why y'all quiet? Come out and talk. Come out and let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about why y'all so quiet on something that the Cleveland Browns have put out on their website and on their social media. And you got to accept the fact, because y'all's narrative didn't work, because y'all wanted everybody but Sheduer, and no quarterback that y'all talked about, y'all spent time on talking about, they didn't enter the building. So it's quiet in Berea, and nobody wants to talk about it. I don't hear Jason Lloyd saying anything. I don't hear Anthony Lima saying anything. I don't hear Adam the Bull saying anything. I don't hear nobody saying anything. And you know, the crazy thing about it is, guys, they call us Shedorians, right? Don't they call us Shedorians? But the crazy thing about it is, none of the Shedorians put that video together and put it out to the public. That was something that was done by the Cleveland Browns. That was something that's promoted by the Cleveland Browns. It was none of the so-called Shedorians. So we can't make this stuff up. So everything that we've been saying, I think a lot of people been listening to us, man. A lot of people been listening to us. I mean, see, this is it's not the point of us being Cleveland Brown fans. This is the point of us supporting Shedeur Sanders and what's right and what's wrong. Y'all already know I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan, but you got to understand something. Being this YouTube content creation space, I've dedicated myself to talking about Shedeur Sanders. For the people that's coming in saying this stuff, just look at my catalog. Look how far I go back in talking about Shedeur Sanders. I covered Shedeur Sanders when he was at Jackson State. Covered him when he was at Colorado. And now I'm covering him that he's with the Cleveland Browns. You can say what you want to say, Frederick Bell. You can say what you want to say, that he ain't that good. That's your opinion. That's your opinion. But if you look at my catalog, for you to come in here and say that, oh, half of y'all not even Cleveland Brown fans, that's not the point. We've covered Sheduer. We've covered Sheduer all the way from Trinity Valley all the way into his college days at the HBCU at Jackson State. And then covered him when he was in Colorado. And now covering him when he's in Cleveland. Why should we stop? Why should we stop? You have YouTube content creators channels based around, you know, Shedeur Sanders and the Deion Sanders whole family. So why should we stop? We don't have to be a fan. We don't have to be a fan of somebody to cover them. See, Frederick Bell. I mean, I don't understand your angle. I don't understand your position. I don't understand what makes you come out and say that. Like, your opinion, hey, that's your opinion. But you can't suck and go on to do the things that you did on the college level when nobody expected you to do it. See, you wasn't saying this when Peyton Manning was a rookie, threw for over 20 interceptions, but you never said anything about that. But he went on and had a luxurious career and is a Hall of Famer and a Super Bowl champion. It takes time. It's crazy. It's crazy work that you would come in the chat and the first thing you want to come in here and do is just throw off your hater rockets. Like, just sit back and analyze Shedeur Sanders for what Shedeur Sanders is capable of doing, man, and what you've seen with your own eyes. You probably going around the lines of, and see, that's the problem. You're a Steelers fan. And that's why. That's why you can say that, because they in your division. It's just, I don't know. I just don't understand. You know, I grew up in a Pittsburgh Steelers household myself, but I know the game of ball. I played it. I played football. I played basketball. I played baseball. So I know the ins and outs. I'm not going to hate on somebody because I don't like them. You got to recognize the talent and the skill level that they bring to the game. And Shedeur Sanders brings a lot of skill set to the NFL if you give him an opportunity. But see, I can see you're probably just like some of these Cleveland insiders and Cleveland media, that you hating and downplaying how good this kid actually is. Because you just don't make it to the NFL by being dumpster fire. Somebody looked at you and said, hey, he has an opportunity to be great in the NFL. And the Cleveland Browns took a chance on him. And now the Cleveland Browns understand what they have in Shedeur Sanders. And I'm going to prove to you, because this is what the Cleveland Browns did on their website. Let's take a listen.
Trinity Christian High School in Texas, with Dion calling
Pay
the
attention,
offense.
Frederick.
Shedeur led his team to a state championship while developing the calm, controlled style that would define his game. That approach carried over to college. Across 2 seasons at Jackson State, Sanders posted a 23-3 record as a starter, becoming one of the most efficient age. Shedeur learned what preparation, accountability, and confidence demand, and how necessary they are if you're going to stay in the bright. To say Shedeur Sanders arrived in the NFL with high expectations would be an understatement, but that's nothing new for this Browns quarterback. Football has always been a part of Sanders' life. His father, Dion, is a member of both the Pro Football and College Football Hall of Fame, and from an early age, Shedeur learned what preparation, accountability, and confidence demand, and how necessary they are if you're going to stay in the bright lights.
A lot of people don't understand it's a lot more adversity than you think, just even being the son of Deion Sanders.
At Trinity Christian High School in Texas, with Dion calling the offense, Shedeur led his team to a state championship while developing the calm, controlled style that would define his game. That approach carried over to college. Across 2 seasons at Jackson State, Sanders posted a 23-3 record as a starter, becoming one of the most efficient quarterbacks in college football. In 2022, he was named SWAC Offensive Player of the Year, but he craved a bigger stage. In 2023, Sanders took his game to Colorado and changed the program's trajectory. Over 2 seasons, he rewrote the school's record book, finishing his career as Colorado's all-time leader in passing touchdowns. In 2024, he posted a 165.9 passer rating and earned Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year honors. The NFL draft didn't go as anyone expected, least of all Shedeur. But he stayed ready, and when the call came from the Browns with the 144th pick, Sanders knew he'd found an opportunity. Draft position only defines where the journey starts. Down that road, learning the NFL game, staying prepared, and striking when the moment was right. By the end of the year, in 8 games, Shedeur threw for 1,400 yards and 7 touchdowns and was named to the Pro Bowl as a reserve. To decompress off the field, Shedeur trades one stage for another, expressing himself through music. It's another reflection of confidence built through preparation. The only attention he's truly seeking is to the details.
Now, you see that right there, Fred. Now, I have to address this, and I'm kind of disappointed in you, Fred, because the comment that you just put out there, I know you personally. We've worked together for many years, and we always talk football when we was in the office. And you ain't been around on this channel in a minute. And the first thing, I didn't even realize who this was. And you come in here talking about he ain't that good. As much as we talk football, and you know my MO, and for you to come in here and to talk the way you talking, Fred, I'm disappointed. And you know, ever since I've been doing this podcast, you've been around. You've been on my Marriage Chronicles. You've been on my Roundtable Talk. And you know, in the office, all we did was talk sports. And you know my MO and you know my background. And for you to come in here and talk about he ain't that good, I'm disappointed, Fred. You just trolling right now. You are trolling, Fred. I can't believe. What you mean you couldn't find me? Fred, stop. You got my number. You follow me on Facebook. Fred, I'm disappointed, man. I'm disappointed, man. And see, that's why the chat is going at your head right now. I'm disappointed. Fred, I can't believe that you of all people. Fred, I'm disappointed, man. You of all people come in the chat hating on Shedeur Sanders. As much as we talk football in the office, man, and how much you love Deion Sanders and all that, and then all of a sudden you're going to hate on his kid. Fred, man, I'm disappointed, man. I can't believe you. But look, off to my next subject, right? So a lot of people are always saying that, you know, we talk about Sheduer, right? And the Cleveland media don't want to address it. But this is what I want to show you guys, right? Because they call us Sheduerians. They say that we make up stuff and put it in the stratosphere. But they got to understand something. The Cleveland Browns is the one that put this on their page. Y'all see that? Do y'all see that? That's from the Cleveland Browns. That's not something that we put out there. That ain't something that we sent to the Cleveland Browns and said, hey, y'all need to post this. This is something that the Cleveland Browns did their due diligence on, and they posted it themselves. We had nothing to do with this. And that's why it's so disappointing that the Cleveland media is hush. The insiders won't talk about this. You know what that tells me, guys? Because I told you guys a long time ago that Shedeur Sanders is poised for greatness. And Shedeur Sanders is being promoted by the Cleveland Browns. So the Cleveland media and these insiders, they have to accept what's going on. I didn't put this on the Cleveland Browns website. Cleveland put this on the website. Cleveland put that on the website. I had nothing to do with that. So for all guys, I want a lot of people that's in the chat saw me on G. Bush, the barbershop show, right? And we talked about this. We talked about this. And this is what the Cleveland media be trying to hide. We go over this all the time. We go over this all the time. And that's the crazy thing about it is, like I asked G. Bush the question the other day. I said, G. Bush, I said, why they don't want to talk about his skill set through what they see? And you know what they say? He had no answer for it. Jason Lloyd had no answer for it. He had no answer for it. See, I can respect you saying that, Fred, that the Cleveland organization is trash. But you know Shedeur Sanders is not trash, man. Come on, Fred. We done had these conversations countless of many times, man. That's why I'm disappointed in Frederick Bell. That's why I'm disappointed, because of what he said when he first came into the chat. And you know, he's thinking from a Pittsburgh. He's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, diehard Steelers fan. Every time the Steelers stunk it up, he boo-hooed in the office. He boo-hooed. And that's the reason why he don't want Shedeur Sanders to succeed, because they in that division. But that's what that is. Yeah, Big Snacks, he came in here hating right off the rip, man. Hating right off the rip, man. But we got him. We got him in line. We got him straight. But see, this is what I'm saying. This is the stuff that the Cleveland insiders don't want to talk about. Because as I told you guys, and me and, G. Bush talked about when we did the show, it's almost like they have their own narrative that they want to push. They have their own narrative. And, the crazy thing about it is, I didn't even want to, go live tonight. It was one of them impromptu lives that, because I missed yesterday, because I had some things I had to take care of. But I said, man, I owe it to my fans, I owe it to my people in the chat, owe it to my moderators, and I owe it to my supporters to show my face. And we're gonna talk about it. I see Big Snacks in the building. Detroit Gemini, man. She be representing, man. She be holding it down. One of my lovely moderators, doing big things. Yeah. Hey, Big Snacks, man. Me and Big Snacks gonna get together. We're gonna put on for y'all, man. We're gonna come together and do this hot collaboration. So stay tuned, man. That's about to happen. Yeah, Liz Jackson. This is what they do. So let's get to some of these comments, man, because a lot of things that are being said is just asinine, man. Cleveland media is horrendous. They attack Coach Prime this one. Yeah, they trying to deflect. See, they wanna go on the attack because the Cleveland Browns put out some good stuff about Sheduer. And they want to deflect. They want to find anything else to talk about besides the fact that why are the Cleveland Browns promoting Shedeur Sanders? Why? Did we see any of this last year when Kevin Stefanski was in the building? Did we see any of this? Did we see the high praise from the Cleveland Browns organization? So that lets y'all know that, like me and G. Bush said, it's a new regime, man. It's a new regime going on in Cleveland, man. Todd Monken and Andrew Berry are standing 10 toes down, man. They're standing 10 toes down, man. And you know it. See, the problem is, everybody, they pissed off because Kevin Stefanski lost their job. And guess who still has their job as the general manager? Andrew Berry. Andrew Berry is still calling the shots. That's the crazy thing about it. Andrew Berry is still calling the shots. Yeah, I mean, I can respect that a lot of people, that's what it's all about. It ain't the fact that Cleveland is the right place for Sheduer, but since he's there, you want Shedeur Sanders to have an opportunity to be used the right way and to show everybody what he's capable of doing. Because from the video that we just saw, you can't just do that in college without having no understanding on how to play quarterback. To throw for over 4,000 yards, to become Colorado's, passing leader in yards. And we've seen the quarterbacks that came out of Colorado. Cordell Stewart, your boy, Frederick Bell. Cordell Stewart, that used to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? He thrown for more yards in college than Cordell Stewart. And Cordell Stewart went on to the NFL and he had a pretty good career with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So put that in context. Well, but the crazy thing about it is, Fred, the Cleveland Browns, they don't like Deshaun Watson and they don't like Shedeur Sanders. So if they battle it out and whoever wins the starting quarterback job, they have to accept it. That's the problem with the Cleveland Browns, man. They can't stand Deshaun Watson, and they definitely don't like Shedeur Sanders. But in my opinion, they're not going to play Watson. I think Watson is they're gonna they're going to try to rehabilitate Watson's career. You know what I'm saying? And after this season, you know, when that dead money falls off, he can go elsewhere. Let somebody else take a chance on him. But I don't think that they would put Deshaun Watson back in harm's way. Because the way the Cleveland Browns right now are promoting Shedeur Sanders, it just lets you know, man. And see, Todd Monken, you know, he come in doing the right thing, man. I'm telling you, Todd Monken, he got the Cleveland media. He got the Cleveland media shook. But that's not going to work. Liz Jackson, that's what they try to do, because y'all remember the article that Mary Kay wrote about, you know, Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders going head to head for the quarterback competition. That's not going to work, because we seen last year, we seen the interaction with Shedeur Sanders on the sideline with Deshaun Watson. Iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying? So that's not going to work. They're going to try anything that they can do to try to cause some division. But that's not going to work. We know that's not going to work. And see, the crazy thing about it is, if the Cleveland media is pissed off now that the Cleveland Browns are promoting Shedeur Sanders, just think if they started dropping some videos on Deshaun Watson. What do you think the Cleveland media would do? What do you think Jason Lloyd and Boyle would do? And Jay Crawford and Anthony Lima. And, you know, I know y'all heard Ken Carman on the radio station the other day crashing out, but you got to pay attention to Ken Carman, man. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the chat. Do y'all really think that Ken Carman is really for Shedeur Sanders? You just got to listen to some of the way he spins things. Do y'all think that Ken Carman is for Shedeur? Just let me know, man. We're going to figure this out together. We're going to figure this out together. Do y'all think Ken Carman is really for Shedeur Sanders? Because I just listened to some of his statements, man, and he kind of spins it. Like, I'm like you, Liz. I mean, I can't, I really don't, I don't know, man. But I will give Ken Carman some credit, because he did crash out on Anthony Lima one morning over this Shedeur stuff. But I just don't think, I don't know. Texas Coco, he flip-flop. Yeah, Shedeur, hey, only one on that couch, man, G. Bush. He for the flavor of the moment. I could see that, because I told y'all about, you know, half of them, they don't even have no talking points, man. Yeah, see, I'm glad the chat is verifying this for me. Big Snacks, I think you might have said this on one of your shows, Big Snacks, that you really don't trust Ken Carman. Like he's willing to deal with it. And that's a great way to, you know, preference it. He is willing to deal with it, man. He deals with what comes, but I don't think he's really sold on the fact that Shedeur Sanders is possibility going to be your quarterback one for 2026. Oh, see, I didn't catch that. I'm late to the party on that one, Liz Jackson. This morning, he's one that said that Coach Prime is the reason Shedeur is not going anywhere in the NFL. Comments. That's why I love my chat, man. That's why a lot of people always hit me up and say I probably got one of the best chats on YouTube, man, because y'all engage and y'all are very informative and y'all give out some information that I might miss. And there's a lot of people that reach out to me and send me clips and send me videos and things like that, and send me articles that they want me to talk about. But yeah, Detroit. See, I'm glad I brought that up, man. So Ken Carman is almost like a snake in the grass. That's what y'all saying. So we got to pay close attention to Ken Carman, because, like, I didn't want to be the one to come out and say it, but sometimes it got to be said. Now the chat is verifying that. Ken now talking about 2027 draft like Sheduer gonna be gone. See that, but look, Detroit Gemini, what have we discussed all the time? What have we discussed? It's anything but Sheduer. It's anything but Sheduer. It's anything but Sheduer. And see, when you have Ken Carman and Anthony Lima together, you don't know what to expect, man. Because I don't know if you guys saw the show. Correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all probably did see the show. Did y'all see the show, the morning show, when Jason Lloyd stepped in for Anthony Lima and that caller called in and said all this stuff about Shedeur Sanders, why you don't give Shedeur Sanders his props? Why come you can never judge Shedeur Sanders from what you see? Why you hating on Sheduer? Why you bringing up all these advanced analytics? And Ken Carman had to sit back and say, Jason Lloyd, you're not going to answer him? It's like, I agree with what Big Snack said. Ken Carman just plays for he deals with it. He has to deal with it. And it's crazy work because, like Jason Lloyd, his comment was 25 years in this profession. I don't care. I've been in my profession, my corporate profession, for over 25 years. But that don't mean nothing. That don't hold no weight. That don't mean nothing, because there's people out there that has been in the same profession I've been in longer than me. So from my comeback to say, well, I've been in this profession for 25 years, just look at my track record. Your track record don't mean nothing. Because Jason Lloyd, the reason why your track record don't mean nothing, because you can never give us a full breakdown on what you see from Shedeur Sanders with your own eyes, not from what you telling people saying, I've heard this through the organization, I heard this on the inside. What have you heard? Tell me what you see. Tell me what you see. That's what I'm here for. Tell me what you see. Exactly, Texas Cole. He is the one that don't know how to watch film. He's the one that needs to be shown how to watch film. Because if y'all listen to it, I think Jason Lloyd is just a fill-in on UCSS. He just sits there. He has no talking points. He has no talking points. Hey, man, we got 111 people in here watching at this time of night. Can y'all do me a favor? Can y'all just drop a like on the video? Please drop a like on the video. That helps me out, helps my algorithm out. Comments and likes help me get on track. What's up, Chantel? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Glad to see you joined us. But like me and G. Bush was talking about, it's like the new regime, the new culture. You know, Shedeur Sanders is a polarizing figure. And just like Sheduer said in that video, it's a lot of stuff that comes to being the son of Deion Sanders that he has to shake. And he is doing a great job at it. He's doing a great job at it. And you can't fault somebody on who their father is and what their father accomplished in the sport of football. You can't hold that over the kid's head. You can't hold that over them. Shedeur Sanders is trying to write his own path. But he's always going to be tied to his daddy Primetime. But he's doing a hell of a job at this young age on handling everything gracefully. What'd you say? The morning show will have you heated. They all have all these experts not. Yeah, that's why we keep receipts. We keep receipts. We keep receipts around here. He said you have to think the organization and that the people cover them are all crap. They've been horrible for years and have had #1 draft picks years and nothing. That's absolutely correct. The organization as a whole is trash. We already know that. But when you have the chess piece, when you have the masterpiece that's on the board, and you don't know what to do with your masterpiece, that lets me know your organization is terrible. And then you have the whole media, the Cleveland media that is supposed to be covering the Cleveland Browns and writing about the Cleveland Browns on how they can be successful. All the Cleveland media does and the Cleveland insiders do is talk bad about Shedeur Sanders. And I'm using this because I said it on G. Bush's show. This is their movement. Their movement is anybody but Sheduer. And that's where it's crazy because it's like they don't even want to see the Cleveland Browns excel. They just want to see the Cleveland Browns keep being the dumpster fire. So as trash as the Cleveland Browns organization is, the Cleveland media and the insiders is keeping up that reputation. They're keeping that reputation up because of the fact that everything that they do is anybody but Sheduer. Because they can't go on record to say, okay, Shedeur Sanders shows poise, he shows grace, he shows the maturation, he shows that he can get it done. These are some of the things that I would like to see Sheduer work on. They don't preference it like that. They just point out everything that Shedeur Sanders, they think he did bad. They focus the interceptions. Oh, he just didn't play good. He's just not that good. You don't sit back as an insider or a Cleveland media and say, okay, our team can do this, but in order for us to take the next step, I would love to see Shedeur Sanders work on this. I would love to see him work on that. I would love to see the coaching staff do this. I would love to see the special teams come together as a unit. I would love to see the offense stay on the field, give the defense some rest. But they don't talk nothing about football. All they want to do is talk about Shedeur Sanders. That's all they want to do. They want to undermine everything Shedeur Sanders does great. And why they say KSAP? Why would you say that? Let's go back when he played against the Las Vegas Raiders. His first start, when he became the first rookie quarterback in the Cleveland Browns system since 1996 to win their first start. But what did they do? They undermined that. They didn't want to talk about that. They didn't want to give him praise for that. They wanted to point out all the negatives. They wanted to point out the touchdown screen pass that he threw for his first touchdown and say, oh, it was just a 1-yard pass and Sampson took it to the crib. But if we seen in games before that, Dillon Gabriel had them same opportunities, but he failed to deliver on the screen pass. What we seen from that was Dillon Gabriel throw the ball in the dirt and Dillon Gabriel throw the ball in the stands on the exact same play that Dylan Sampson got the touchdown for 74 yards for Shedeur Sanders' first touchdown. But they want to undermine that. Then we go to the Tennessee game. Played against the #1 pick in the draft, Cam Ward. Threw for over 364 yards, guys. 3 passing touchdowns. 1 rushing touchdown. They want to undermine that because Cleveland lost the game. Why did they lose the game? Kevin Stefanski. 2-point conversion. Goes to the Wildcat. And see, that's why Kevin Stefanski is getting so much heat. From these ex-players. You heard what Jarvis Landry had to say. You heard what Jarvis Landry had to say. And see, that's the problem I have. You're undermining the game of football on what happens out on the field. We never undermined the fact that Tom Brady has been labeled the GOAT, right? Majority of Tom Brady's yards was the receivers getting yak yards. Little dip and dunk. Receivers taking it to the house. Until the year that Randy Moss came in, when he was getting chunk plays because Randy Moss was blowing the top off the defense. And that's when Tom Brady was airing it out because he had a person that could stretch the field and blow the top off the defense. But before Randy Moss got there, it was just quick hitters, quick dip and dumps, yak yards, getting the ball out quick. But everybody never used the same thing that they're using against Shedeur Sanders against none of these other quarterbacks. They don't want to say that. They want to undermine everything he did. Look, the crazy thing about it is, do y'all remember the game that Dillon Gabriel started against the Miami Dolphins? And they was trying to simplify the offense because it was going to be some inclement weather. It was going to be some rain out there. And they didn't want to expose Dillon Gabriel for who he really was by not throwing the ball. They just wanted to run the ball. And what happened? They ran the ball with Quinshon Judkins and they beat Miami, right? Dillon Gabriel did not have no say in that game. He was just handing the ball off. So then the last 7 games of the season, what happened? The weather got treacherous. Inclement weather. They thought that they was going to throw Sheduer out there and he wasn't going to be able to succeed in bad weather. But he proved everybody wrong because in the Tennessee game, what happened? It snowed. It was cold. He threw for over 360 yards. Threw for over 360 yards. 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Threw a nice little dart across the middle to Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy took it to the house. Threw nice balls to Harold Fannin Jr., David Njoku. We saw in the Raiders game, Isaiah Bond. We saw any inclement weather that Sheduer faced. Sheduer exceeded expectations, but they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the challenges that he had to face when he was thrown out there as a starter. They don't want to talk about the fact that he had to play catch up all the way through training camp because he wasn't getting first team reps. That's why he was going after practice, going up to the local college, throwing the ball. And then you throw him in there against the Baltimore Ravens and you saw what he looked like. And then to come out and Kevin Stefanski finally addressed the elephant in the room. Oh, this is the first time he threw with the ones. And then we heard what the big offensive lineman Joel Paternio said. Joel Paternio said. Biternio said. He was hating on Sheduer too. And he was part of the Kevin Stefanski clan. And this is the sources that people are saying Jason Lloyd is getting his information from. That's crazy. You don't give him his just dues, but you want to go on your morning radio show, your afternoon radio show, and your midday show, and your evening show, and just undermine everything that he does. And you know what's crazy, chat? Tony Grossi been in the back seat. He been in the pews now. He been in the pews because Tony Grossi was all the way wrong. At least Tony Grossi did come out and say, after he evaluated it, that Shedeur Sanders is head and shoulders above Dillon Gabriel. Because he wasn't singing that tune before. He wasn't singing. See, Tony Grossi was pushing that narrative that Dillon Gabriel was the guy. The supercomputer, like Mary Kay says. But now Tony Grossi has flip-flopped. He's on that Sheduer train now. He's on that Sheduer train. Y'all know he's on that Sheduer train, right? But see, that's the stuff that I'm talking about. This is, Cleveland Brown has promoted this nice video of Shedeur Sanders. And the Cleveland media, they're going quiet. I just want them to come out and play. I just want them to come out and I want to see one of these insiders, one of these haters, come out and address like, man, that was a very nice video. That was a nice tribute. So when y'all guys saw that video drop on the Cleveland Browns page, chat, what did y'all think? Exactly, Chantel. I said that. When Kevin Stefanski got kicked out the door, and when Todd Monken was introduced in the introductory press conference, he addressed the elephant in the room quick, fast, in a hurry. There's no sources. Yeah, they can stay. Hey, R Jizzle, they can stay on that side. And you know what I always tell them? You know what I tell them, R Jizzle?
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. Switched up, stay on that side.
If you switched up, stay on that side, man. We don't need you. We don't need you. Hey, exactly, Chantel. They telling you. But look, ADP, you right. How many videos have I done by coming out telling people, just listen to what Todd Monken is saying. He don't have to come out and tell you verbatim that he's my quarterback one, but he's showing you. He's showing you. He's showing you. But because, look, guys, look, I have to address this, right? This is what I have to address. These are all the quarterbacks that they wanted to come into the room. These are all the quarterbacks that they wanted to come into the room, guys. These are the quarterbacks. They wanted Malik Willis to come into the room. Look, they wanted Malik Willis. They wanted Kyler Murray. They wanted all these quarterbacks that you guys are seeing. But guess what? Did any of them show up to the party? And we're about a month into free agency. And has any of these quarterbacks showed up to the room? We see Malik Willis sign a nice old contract elsewhere. We seen Kyler Murray sign a contract with the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins is just sitting out there. They even wanted Anthony Richardson. He ain't walked into the building. Mac Jones ain't walked in the building. Only chance they got is Ty Simpson in the draft. And if they settle on Ty Simpson in the draft at number 6, instead of going out there getting Monroe Freeland or Cornell Tate or Francis Mawawi or Mekhi Flemings, they done botched the draft up again. And that's the stuff that I'm talking about. They have to rewrite the ship, man. They have to rewrite the ship, man. Because all the quarterbacks that you guys just seen, none of them have walked in that building. None of them. And the draft is quickly approaching, and they got work to do. And what they have done, let me show you what they've done. They quietly have made moves, right? Look at Sheduer, SS2 legendary. But listen at look, before free agency started, this is what they did. Before free agency started, guys, you got to understand something. They went out and got Titus Howard from the Houston Texans. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this again for people that's new in the chat and people that haven't been here. Titus Howard in 8 years has only given up 7 sacks in 8 years. Then you went out and got Zion Johnson. Then you went out and replaced your linebacking core, somebody to go with Carson Schwarzenegger, with Quincy Williams. We've all seen Quincy Williams with the Jets. He plays at one pace. Then they re-signed Tevin Jenkins. And then they went out and got center guard Elton Jenkins. So they beefing up their offensive line. They doing everything that I've said about the Cleveland Browns. You got your franchise quarterback. You need to build around him. And that's what they're doing. So option at 6, you go out and get you a big play wide receiver in Cornell Tate, catch radius, he don't drop balls. If you can't get Cornell Tate, you get Monroe Freeland, another offensive tackle. If you can't get Monroe Freeland, Francis Muawi out of Miami. But Monroe Freeland out of Georgia, man, he's stout. That's beef. And you got to have a good run game. And it starts in the trenches. It starts in the trenches. And if you go to 24 and you got Malachi Fleming out of USC sitting there for you, you go get him. So there's moves that Cleveland can make. And then late in the rounds, man, you can get some gems, man. But you have addressed majority of what we said that you need to address, your offensive line. We said that. We have said that. And this is what they're doing. But y'all's Cleveland media wants quarterbacks. I agree with that, Chantel. They do need another running back because we don't know how Quinshon Judkins is going to come back. See, it's another clown. Another clown has entered the chat, guys. Somebody said, build around Ty Simpson. Shedeur Sanders is trash and can't read the defense. Pick him up at 24. Is this Jason? You any kin to Jason Lloyd? If you can't read a defense, see, this Kyle Shallow 164. Kyle Shallow. I want you to hang tight for just a second. I want you to hang tight for just a second. See, I think we got some trolls with these fictitious names that are entering the chat, right? Jason Lloyd has entered the chat because he's saying the same thing that Jason Lloyd said. He can't read defenses. Is that what you saying, Kyle? Well, Kyle, this is what, Kyle, if you still here, I want you to pay close attention because I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to let Bug Knight let you have it.
This Jason Lloyd stuff with talking about Sheduer.
This is for you, Kyle.
He don't know when he's hot. He can't read coverages, all this blah, 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 blah. And again, I'm not saying he didn't hear that. He may have heard that. But I'm going to tell you that it's not the truth. Regardless. And also I'm going to say that we got to have more common sense to understand when things are being said that aren't true. Regardless of whoever's trying to paint what narrative or whatever the reason they're doing it, I don't know, but clearly it's ill will behind it because it's not true. I be with Sheduer often, and he's always studying film. He can't even finish his food at night sometimes because he's watching and studying film. And, sometimes we up at 11, 12 at night watching film, but I don't put those, I record a lot of stuff, but I don't record it because we're in the comfort of his own home. And that's what you don't want cameras in his face when we just having family time and just vibing and talking about the game and what game plans and life or whatever. But he's always got his film in front of him and understanding what he's looking at and what he's reading. But to say that he don't understand how to read defense and all that crazy, man, that's pure foolery. So regardless.
Now you hear that, Kyle? That's pure foolery. Don't go quiet on me now, Kyle. That's pure foolery. Now we're going to let him continue to expose you just like he exposed Jason Lloyd. Oh, you just feel like trolling. See, you got called out. Now you want to be a troll.
So whoever put that narrative out there, that's when I say people have common sense is no longer common.
Common sense is no longer common.
Say this. You talking about a kid who threw for over 4,000 yards.
4,000
kid who
yards?
has had a different offensive coordinator every year in college. So you mean to tell me he can't read defenses?
Man, look, I don't even have to continue with that. I'm not even going to continue with that because Kyle Shallow, 4164, you just been exposed, man. See, you ran into that. See, I got receipts. So if you come in my chat and you want to troll, we gonna get you. Cause I got video evidence, man. I got evidence, man. I got receipts, man. I got receipts, man. So don't do that to yourself, man. Be cautious when you enter my chat, man. Because I keep receipts on deck. And that's the worst thing to do is get yourself caught in the trick bag when you come to my channel. So if you come into my channel and you feel like you want to troll and you thought it was going well for you, and then you get exposed and then you want to tell people how you just felt like trolling to get some reaction, it's not going to work, pimp. We got receipts, man. It makes you look bad, man. It makes you look bad, man. Man, it makes you look bad, man. It makes you look bad, man. It's damn near 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and you looking for attention in a chat? Come on, man. You shouldn't be looking for attention in a chat at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You shouldn't be looking for no attention. That tells me a lot of things about you, Kyle Shallow. That you don't have that attention at home. So don't do that to yourself, man. Don't do that to yourself, man. You come into this chat, you better be prepared. Appreciate you, Fred. My man, Fred, man. I appreciate you coming through, man. I'll catch up with you. Appreciate you. But yeah. Somebody says 11:52 here. Yeah. And you coming into somebody's chat looking for attention? Boy. Them receipts get you every time, man. They get you every time, man. But look, man. Look, man. I can't be up here all night. They can't help it, bro. Yeah, I mean, I see, man. I mean, it's crazy. Like, to come in somebody's chat, looking for attention. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. But man, look, man. Chantel said, Casey, I don't think Miles was as big as he is until I met him 2 days ago in person at the DW house. That's a monster. Oh yeah, he's a big dude. He's a big dude. What's up, Rev BJ Nelson? How you doing, my brother? Yeah. What'd you say, Troy Hall? I called it Triple S. Shedeur Sanders slander. Yeah. Well, we appreciate you, Kyle. We appreciate you. I'm a new subscriber. I always tap in with you and G Bush, but trust me, I was fighting for my life on Twitter. Somebody told me the same line. He ran a high school offense in college and can't read D. See, that's the problem, man. Stop paying attention. Stop paying attention to what people say, man. Just go off of what you see, man. Go off of what you see, man. Okay, y'all, I have some fake breaking news. I think I figured out the name of the so-called anonymous source. The name is Mr. Snufflepagus. Y'all crazy, man. Oh, you on your way to Houston, Big Snacks, man? Be careful on that road. Yeah, sometimes I got to cook. You know, G Bush cook, I can cook too. But yeah, I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel, man. But just come over here for some more informative information, man. Stop listening to the Jason Lloyds of the world, man. We're going to give you the real, man. We're going to give you the real, man. But yeah, man, we got 124 people in here watching, man. Y'all do me a favor, man. Drop a like on the video. If you're going to watch the video on the playback, Man, make sure you hype your boy up, man. Drop a comment, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Like I said, it might not be for you, but it might be for them. But I do want to appreciate everybody that came in tonight, man. I know it was late. It was an impromptu. Appreciate, everybody in attendance, man. I appreciate that. Big Snacks, just sub. You get some subs over here. Respect, brother. Always enjoy the show. I do appreciate that. But yeah, man, I appreciate all my moderators that stepped in here late at night doing their job. Appreciate you, ADP. Appreciate you, Texas Coco, Detroit Gemini. I appreciate everybody that came in. My guy, Fred Bell. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in there. R Jizzle. My 98 OT 7JJ. If I forgot, Liz Jackson, appreciate you. Appreciate everybody that tuned in, man. I appreciate y'all coming in here on a late notice, man. If you ain't got your notifications on, make sure you turn your notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. Oh, yeah, just in case I forgot. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Like I always say, we're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.